Welcome to this edition of Community Insiders. We bring you to the Kids of the Community Paddlefest 2021, and it's a part of the 13K kayak float and race, one of the biggest fundraisers for Kids of the Community. And by the way, you're going to get to learn more about Kids of the Community. If you've heard about it, you've probably seen them, but you just don't know what they do day in, day out. They help tons, hundreds of kids each and every year. You're going to be a part of that program. Learn more about that program right here on this edition of Community Insider. Stay tuned.
Welcome to another edition of Community Insider. Join us as we travel Middle Tennessee, uncovering history and experiencing the adventure of unique stories and events coming to you inside your community.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Womack. Welcome back to this edition of Community Insider. We have Mr. Barry Dishman, who is the organizer, Director of Kids of the Community. Barry, thank you once again for an interview, letting folks know what Paddlefest is about. You've got some kayaks that you're going to be giving away, incredible prizes, but really the incredible part is what you guys are doing day in, day out. I will have to say, make sure that you guys support this wonderful effort. Hundreds and hundreds of kids helped every single year for the betterment of their future. And man, that's just, I can't even describe what Kids of the Community does. Barry, today, that effort to help those kids, this is one of y'all's biggest fundraisers.
Correct.
Why is this so important to y'all?
Well, Jonathan, first of all, I want to thank you for being here today. I want to thank everybody that's viewing this and all of our participants today. Kids of the Community has been here basically for 21 years. It kind of started as there was a need that we saw daily in juvenile court, that we kept having the same children in there all the time, and as we talked with them or learned about them, their lives a lot of times just didn't have anything that was new or exciting or whatever. And so we just pulled a bunch of caring adults together, and it's basically a big brothers, big sisters type program. We do group mentoring, wherein we have 8 to 10 volunteers around, and we have, anywhere up to 150 children. We have 225 children enrolled right now. This summer in particular, we've been doing Backyard Bible Club. It runs for 8 weeks. We have usually an average of about 130 children a day. It's basically a vacation Bible school, and it gives the children something to do. They're there 8 hours a day, so they've got a good safe haven, a good place to be there to learn and grow. We've done this Paddlefest for the last 8 years. As you know as well as I do, Warren County's kind of small. It's really hard to develop the funding and the resources that you need to make this work. And so we're constantly looking for people's time or their talent or their treasure. If they have time, we need them to volunteer. And if they have a talent, where be it playing a guitar, they're a superior athlete, if they can paint. We've had people from all walks of life come in because it's a community organization. It deals with all the people. And these are the children that, we start at 5, walk them all the way through the program until they're 18. We've got some that are incredible success stories. Of late, Judge Locke may be upset with me, but I stole one of his key employees up there, and she's been helping us, but she actually has a history with Kids of the Community. One of the things that we're doing of late is we're actually rearing the children. When we start them that young, we let them be leaders in training, and as they get older, we let them work sometimes in the summer. We've had several after they got their associate's degree that work for us during the summer, and then we've had a lot of them, once they get their bachelor's degree, they usually move on into higher paying jobs. But I think we're a good learning facility. Not only are the children learning, but we bring staff in that can grow there as well. But it's just a wonderful opportunity to keep the children off the streets, in a safe environment, being around productive citizens and things of that nature.
You know, off camera, we talked about all the activities on a day-to-day basis you guys are doing, because this is going to be, Sean, during the summer. You've got, from basically, 8 o'clock till 4 or something like that, you've got activities for those kids?
We have activities. They switch about every 15 minutes. What we're doing in the summer, we feed 2 meals a day, breakfast and then lunch, and then we have activities, and we have Bible stories. They do a recap at the end of the day and kind of go over how they're feeling and just different things with life. We do a session we do a boys' day and we do girls' day, and we talk to them about being gentlemen and what it takes to develop a good work ethic, things of that nature. And again, we're just trying to grow them, but we don't just do one big thing a year. This is our only fundraiser.
That's right.
But we do something so often that it's almost impossible to raise money.
Yes.
But we've been blessed. We have several area churches that have been primary backers. We have a couple of individuals that do not wish to be named. They're just incredible as far as supporting our needs and these needs. I know it's a God thing, because whenever a need develops, it's always been answered. And we haven't had any problems with that whatsoever. And so we just we try to grow as we go, just like the children are. And then we'll have visitors pop back over and say, "Oh, that one's grown 2 foot," since the seeing. But we're like family. I'm really proud of the fact that the kids are like, "When are we going back to the house?" Or it's like home. It's the second home to them, and we're really proud of that. But we have a tremendous. One of the things that people just don't understand about nonprofits that's key, that I would like for everybody to understand: we're not in business to make money. We're not producing a product, whereas at the end of the week that we get money for that. We're just trying to invest our time, energy, and efforts toward the future, and our future lies with these children. Anytime anybody wants to stop by, you're welcome. It's not my place, it's the community's place, and so we just do all we possibly can, and we never have learned how to say no, and I think that's one of the things that's defined us, So we've been there steadfast for 21 years. Hopefully we'll be there another 1,000. We're trying to rear the children and they will be able to take over the reins, and that's our goal.
Well, 10:30 kicks off the race. You guys are going to get to see it, so stay tuned for that. Plus more interviews from those that's helping and part of the backbone of Kids of the Community. Stay tuned. Hello, I'm Jonathan Womack. When it comes to volunteers and what happens behind the scenes of Kids of the Community, Barry mentioned it earlier. Now we have one of those volunteers and workers in behind the scene, Miss Pam Pesovic. Pam, 13 years you've been helping with Kids of the Community.
Yes.
So you've seen several generations of kids come and go.
Absolutely.
Tell us about what you do there.
I volunteer. I do recycled art projects. This is kind of where I started, teaching kids about recycling, reduction, use, protection of the environment. That was my goal in the beginning. I prefer to be as close to one-on-one with the kids as possible, small groups, so that we can go. We go kayaking, we go camping, fishing. Different sorts of activities. That's my goal, is to get the kids out there, do environmental awareness. I know we went on a trial run May 22nd with our kids, and one of our kids, Riley Hillis in particular, wanted to stop every time we saw a tire. So that day, that was supposed to be just a relaxing kayak trip, turned into a river cleanup. We cleaned up 13 tires off the river, and that was just in fun. And we saved a snapping turtle. And Riley in particular, I hope I don't embarrass him, but he said that it was the best day of his life, and it made me cry. But
awesome.
I was very excited about that. So I just want to teach the kids about the environment and reduction, and just help them become better citizens, let them know that there's, they have a bright future. They just need somebody behind them to support them and give them a chance. So
back here behind us, God's nature and everything about nature and what you can learn. You're seeing this today, 101, the kids will have the opportunity to do that. Some of the kids will have the opportunity.
Yes.
But through this nature, every child will be touched through this Paddlefest.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It's looking like a pretty good turnout today. The
Yes.
weather's beautiful.
Yep.
What are you doing behind the scenes to make this all happen?
Well, I contacted, I know well over 100 sponsors. I ended up with 71 sponsors, if I remember off the top of my head. I had contacted the rescue squad, Sheriff's Department, Fire Department, McMinnville Police Department, trying to make sure that we have safety covered, get actual physical volunteers out here to help us carry, because we're getting, our volunteers, we're very few, and we obviously need more, and those of us that are doing it have some health issues that are starting to catch up with us. And but we just you know, teaching the kids, working side by side, especially with law enforcement, let them know that law enforcement's our friends, not our foe.
That's right.
That's a huge thing right now.
You've got several that's volunteering today.
Yes.
This is not the only activity y'all do. Y'all do daily activities.
Daily activities.
Let's talk about how, 101, how you can tell folks whatever their talent or something they're good at, they can come give that to the children, right?
Absolutely. Even just listening to their stories, listening to what they're going through at home. They just need, occasionally they'll just need a hug, they'll need somebody to talk to, something that's exciting to them that might not seem to matter to somebody. They'll remember that. They'll years later remember it. I had Jonathan Walker and Skylar, can't remember his last name off the top of my head, but they both work for, I want to say, a Roseau Bridgestone. I can't remember exactly, but they're productive. They're out there. They've got families of their own. I get to see them in public now, and I, get to run up and hug them because I'm so proud of them from where they started. They've, improved so much, and it's been kind of lifelong, life-changing.
Yeah.
So
that is awesome. That is awesome. Well, we appreciate what you're doing. The time that you put in this. I know you're very busy. We had her for just a few seconds.
Yes.
We took more time than that.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Pam, we appreciate your efforts and honestly how you're giving back to the community. And what better way can you give back in this way? Pam's done give you some ideas from her heart. And what would you tell folks that maybe is looking for next year for the Paddlefest? How about
next year, come out, help us sell tickets, help us get people registered. Ticket sales in particular is really kind of a hard thing to do. I've sold over 300 myself. We only have a total of $4.99 to sell, but it would help if we could have more people just kind of spread out the work. It would definitely be helpful. Just trying to, if you have connections, if you know people that want to give, contribute monetarily, or come out and volunteer, it's critical. So, but I do want to thank again Sheriff's Department, McMinnville Police Department, Rescue Squad, Fire Department. I hope I'm not leaving anybody out. They have come through this year. I'm amazed. I'm overwhelmed with all of the support that's been given this year. So.
Appreciate it, Pam. Thank you so much.
Oh, and thank you to River Park, Ascension St. Thomas River Park, with whom I work, and I am really appreciative of that. So, in my flexible hours, so that I'm able to do my volunteering.
Awesome.
I'm Bill Locke. I'm a General Sessions and Juvenile Judge here in Warren County. We're having Paddlefest here today, trying to raise money for kids of the community. We appreciate everyone who has turned out today and through donations, time, or coming out and paddling with us on our day. Kids Community is a very important program. It started before I became judge, but it's something that came out of juvenile court that is more of a proactive. A lot of things we do are reactive to situations. But Kids Community is a proactive program trying to get kids at risk, underprivileged, that need some help and guidance, and get them in a program and show them it is sort of like big brothers, big sisters. It shows them there is a better way, better life. There's things you can do to improve yourself and help. And so hopefully rather than them come through juvenile court and then ultimately end up in adult court, we're trying to get them on the right path as juveniles, and we won't have to see them at all in juvenile or adult court. And so it does very well. It's grown and grown. It started in the back room at the courthouse, and now they've got their own building, and they have all kinds of events with the children out there. And I'll have to say, I don't remember the last time that I had a child that's been in the Kids Community program and has come up to court. So unfortunately, I see some of their parents in these Department of Children's Services, but the kids themselves it's really been beneficial. Encourage. It looks like again we're having a good day for it, and wish everybody would consider it next year. I think this is the 8th one we've had, and it's really looks like we had a good turnout this year. So it's a good cause, a good program in our community, and I would encourage everybody, if you volunteer your time, volunteer with some funding or help, or just to come participate in some of our activities that will help keep this program going and get generated to really help all these kids in our community that really need our help.
All right, as we continue to interview some of the folks, it's pretty much the backbone to kids in the community, including those sponsors and those other folks who helps out in a big way, including the Sheriff's Department. Warren County Sheriff's Department Sheriff Tommy Myers is here with us, and you have a long list of other deputies and folks who helps out during this Paddlefest. Tommy, tell us about what you guys are doing and what you're doing for the kids.
Our guys are doing everything they can to help support this Paddlefest and kids of the community, and I really encourage, look at this behind us. The river is great. If you haven't had a chance to float this river, it's absolutely beautiful, and I encourage everyone to give it a try. What our officers are doing today in particular, we have a half a dozen or so that wanted to volunteer to help the kids, and after the racers go down, they will jump in the water and float with the kids. You know, safety is a big concern, and I wanted to today, but unfortunately an injury to my hand, I can't float with them, but I'm going to miss that. I'm going to be on the bank today. But I encourage everyone, if you get a chance to support kids of the community, highly encourage it. They do a great job.
In the background, you're going to see a lot of activity happening, including folks putting boats in, stuff like that. We also have the County Executive Mayor, Jimmy Haley. Jimmy, thank you so much for being with us. You know, I don't have to tell folks you're extremely involved with the community. It ain't just a saying, it ain't just a duty. You do it on a day-to-day basis, and I appreciate that, and I really do. This is another very involved thing you're with, kids of the community.
Yes.
For the folks that's watching that has heard about it, but they really don't know the in-depthness of what this program does. I know you, for years, you've seen this process of what they're doing with the children. What could you tell folks?
Well, as a career educator, we all understand if you invest in children, you invest in your future. And every child we save means one less jail cell that we have to build down the road. And so through Barry Dishman and youth services and our judges and our court system and educators and community leaders, this organization was born out of a need to lift up kids, to save children from a generational thing of repeat recidivism on crime and drugs and dysfunction. And so mentoring children one-on-one, giving them a safe sanctuary at the Kids Community Center, and showing them that people love them, they have hope for them, they're willing to invest in them and mentor them has gone a long way. And we have multiple success stories to prove that. So the volunteers, the community leaders, those people across all of Warren County and really the whole region, they come together with volunteer spirit and to help this program. And this Paddlefest today is just one of the fundraisers, but the need is there every day, feeding children, homework assistance, mentoring them, counseling them, giving them some inspiration that there is a better tomorrow, helping them get jobs, stabilizing their lives, giving them someone to talk to.
We're all gathered here today in a special place on the river that thousands of years ago Native Americans crossed this very ford from one side of the river to the other. And not very far up the river was the home of really kind of the inspiration for this event, and that was Elizabeth Elkins Hoover. And so today we are gathered to honor not only her spirit, her love of children, her investment in our community, and the river that inspired her for so many years on peaceful afternoons, sitting out in her backyard on her deck, looking out across the river that she loved. And so investing in our youth is something she did as a career educator. It's something that I did as a career educator. And every investment that we make in a child is an investment in our future. And as I quoted earlier today, that's one less jail cell we have to build down the road. So the volunteers that are here, you service officers and our judges and our court officials and our volunteers and our sponsors and all the folks that help bring this together. We do this not only just in honor of Elizabeth Hoover, but in honor of all those folks across the years that have believed in children and put them first in their lives. And so today, we wish everyone well. We got family members of the Hoover and the Elkins family today that are here every year. And as we continue to sponsor this event, we continue to lift up children. We continue to salute all of those across this community who work as a team and invest in a greater body of the whole. Not individualism, not personal agendas, but who we are as a collective Warren County folk that come together each and every year in each and every event that we put together, that we sponsor, that we collectively do, makes us a better place and improves the quality of life and ensures that the future that we're all looking toward is something that we can be proud of. So thank each and every one of you here today, every volunteer, everybody that played a small part or a big part, and Pam, who put countless hours in this, which I always give her a shout out, and Barry Dishman, the whole staff, everyone. Can't mention every single person because there's way too many, and that shows the support that we have as a community each and every year for every event. Not just Paddlefest, but you must realize that Kids of the Community is a daily task. It's a daily chore. And so feeding children, giving them homework inspiration, mentoring them, counseling them, giving them hope, giving them opportunity to escape a generational life that's not always pleasant, gives us hope, gives them hope. And it's the best investment we can make. So today we're going to have fun. Those of you floating the river, be safe. We always encourage each and every person to wear a life jacket. I almost drowned one time in this river by not wearing one, so you never know when you might have an asthma attack or get stung by a bee or something else and end up in the water. So we want everyone to be safe and secure. And thank all of our EMS and rescue squad and law enforcement and firemen and every other person that's here to help make us safe. We're going to have a great day. The weather's supposed to be good, so enjoy. And thank each and every one for being here.
We have with us from the McMinnville Fire Department, Mr. Todd and Neil, who's going to give us just the insights of some of the activities that they're doing to help keep people safe. So Todd, I'll start with you. By the way, we appreciate both of what y'all do, service to our community. Now, we've got a bunch more firefighters here, but they just didn't want on camera, so we're going to let them by with it for right now, but we do appreciate all of them, each and every day, what they do for McMinnville. And Todd, how long have you been helping with this Paddlefest?
Well, typically anything within inside the city limits we try to be a part of. We take our city very seriously, and we take a lot of pride in what we do. And actually, we have kayaks, and we're actually currently in the process of applying for grants for more water safety equipment. Yeah. But the main focus is today is just to make sure everybody's safe. We're going to be the last kayaks to drop in the water, even though it's kind of a race. For us, it's not going to be a race, but we're just going to ensure that everybody is safe. So the last kayak that goes in, we're the last ones to go in and the last one to come out today.
That's awesome. That way nobody's left behind.
Yes, sir.
So Neil, this is something that I see you're suited up for it. Let's talk about the precautions that y'all take so that you can rescue somebody. Because this is, I'll be honest with you, McMinnville is booming with tourists kayaking on, we got Smooth Rapids, we have other kayak companies that's coming in. What are y'all doing for y'all's safety and the safety of others?
Well, of course, we're going to wear our life jackets because you never know whenever you get out there what you could come into. And we actually carry some extras in case if we encounter somebody that in the water that needs it. We've got our medical bag with us. We've got throw ropes for if we do have somebody in the water and somebody's on the bank, we can throw that and they can help get us to the side so we can get them the treatment that they need. And other than that, that's
that's important. I know It's important for y'all's safety too. And we once again appreciate what y'all are doing. And Neil, for the folks that's watching, they say, this give us the idea. We want to take our kayak down there or a boat down there and just float down the river. There needs to be some preparation because I think the county executive, Jimmy Haley, had mentioned He even had an issue several years ago
Yes.
while he's doing the river cleanup. Anybody could have an accident. Anybody could have a situation. So what would you tell folks they need to prepare for, some of the things they can prepare for before getting into the water?
Well, I think first and foremost, you need to stay hydrated. Sunblock's probably very important, depending on your skin tone. But the other thing is, too, to have like a dry safety box. You need a form of communication to be able to call out. As you can see, the bridges are marked. We have mile markers along the river now.
Oh, wow.
So we can, if you call in, you can say, hey, I'm at mile marker 2. And what you guys aren't seeing on the camera today is we have about 7 guys on standby that'll be on shore, as well as the Warren County Rescue Squad is here, and the Warren County Sheriff's Department's here. So we're gonna have about 7 to 8 people in the water, as well as support on the shore. So.
Here at Wild Bill's Barbecue, we're getting ready to draw. The first prize is Jackson Kayaks. We left all the tickets in. Last year we done a reverse drawing, but this way everybody's in the tub and everybody's got an equal chance to win this boat. All right, that looks like they've been stirred. We've been doing it 20 minutes. Come here, Princess. You be our official drawer. Okay, and you got to close your eyes and reach all the way down in there and pull out a ticket. And who do we have? Who we have? And the grand prize winner is Corky Birch. Corky Birch, 1130 Myers Cove Road. You may know Mr. Birch. He's the grand prize winner. Turn them again. Get it back down. Make sure it's everything's everybody's got equal chance. Almost spin good and you reach all the way to the bottom. Now, shake some of these back down. Make sure that there is. You reach all the way down in the bottom and pull one out, okay? Alright. Alright, now the second prize is going to be this Jackson Riviera, correct? And the prize winner is Mark Hutchings.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right on Mark Hutchings?
Yes, he's my mechanic.
Okay. He's the second prize winner. Okay, now, you want to go ahead and draw for the participant vote?
Oh, do we want to do that now?
Yeah, it's in that thing right there. Shake them up really good. That's barbecue.
And they're all separated, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And folks, we're doing the drawing for the participant vote. Those are the people that registered and are on the river today. Probably several hours before they come in, but we're listing the winners, and it'll be available for everybody to see. Okay, you ready, Princess? You have to close them pretty eyes again. Oh, she's got them eyes closed tight. Yeah, reach down in there and find a really good one. Really good one. Okay, who do we have? Alex Stovall. Alexstovall.
They got here, those ones that got here late.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, good job. We got that documented. If y'all can, we'll move this up.
Let me help you.
John, can you see this right here good? This Yeti cooler. This year we have a special prize. We just recently lost someone that's dear to all of us, Mr. Gerald Tidwell, that was the principal for many years at the middle school. And James and Courtney Bennett donated this in his memory. It's a great little prize. You're already set up to go kayaking. Great kayaking cooler. Got you some drinks and a hat. You don't have as much hair as me. But you ready, Princess?